Now, wait. No.
Oh, please tell me
no,
we're
wait,
recording.
stop. We're recording. It's okay, but that's not Christmas
This
music.
never happens on any other podcasts.
I know. I'm a
fucking
simple
Beckham.
man.
David Beckham, the thickest man in the world. If he had a podcast, they would always be recorded. Because what he would do?
What?
He would hire actual professionals to record things.
Can you believe I was actually at one point an audio engineer? That was my job.
That's a scary thing, mate. But saying that, Jimmy Savile was once a Top of the Pop host.
Exactly. And not to compare myself to the greats, but yeah, obviously there's an issue there. No, I think being... When I was working as an audio engineer, when I was in a studio, I was so strict, and all the cables and everything had to be perfect. But it's like when I do it myself, I half-arse everything.
You become a bit free and loose.
Yes, I
mentally
forget.
And bowel related.
But the reason
you've loosened.
Oh, it's age. But the reason I stopped the music there is that this is a Christmas episode. We're preparing. So, right?
Christmas.
Now, here for Christmas, I forgot to find any Christmas music. But luckily, I still have our Halloween music, so we'll play some...
It's pretty much the same.
It's the same thing.
Jesus is a zombie.
Exactly.
Jesus is a zombie.
10 Commandments. Or whatever he said.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbour's ass.
But what I'll do?
Oh,
God. Christmas. Now, I'm not going to be bum hug this year. I'm going to
No, you're not. No?
I'm going to be positive about Christmas, and I'll tell you
Christ.
why. Right? Because I was thinking about doing this podcast and talking about things that... from my youth and my Christmas that made it nice, and I have some things, and I was hoping that you had some stories as well about Christmas. No,
I grew up in the northeast of Scotland. It's a bleak hellscape. Santa did not visit.
Well, wait, hold on.
World.
You haven't heard my stories yet. Now, my first story is about our local Christmas tree that's now put up beside Iceland, where the junkies have their picnics.
Oh, wonderful.
Before, it used to be in the roundabout in the middle of a main road.
Oh, I know. Okay.
Right, okay.
Bold.
And the main thing about this, every year, and I used to find this so delightful, I felt the community come together. Because every time you walked past the tree at night, it got duller and duller because all the bulbs were stolen. And when you looked at all the houses nearby, every front room turned yellow or red or purple.
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
And the whole street became a Christmas tree. Isn't that nice?
Isn't it? But the pollution in that part of the world, the needles are just instantly falling off the tree.
Oh, right in the middle of the road.
It had just shed its needles like Duncan Goodhue's hair.
Oh God!
Just
And
in one big go.
If
Is
the
Duncan
tree,
Goodhue still alive?
I think so, isn't he?
Lionel Blair's still alive, I discovered today, because he was getting his COVID injection.
Really?
He's 106. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He's on his 10th pair of hips.
Oh God! You'll have like one of those little cards when you get a coffee. After you're 6, you get a free one. Oh God! I like Lionel Blair.
A Lochee Christmas tree, but that is a hell of a big roundabout, isn't it?
It's a big round. They've got a lot of brick.
Landscape.
It's landscape.
I always thought there might be a bunker under it or something.
There's something strange there. We've always thought there's something strange going on.
It looks like you got those tank traps back in wartime years. It looks like that. A tank couldn't go over it. But people don't know there are crossings either side of that roundabout with lights. But the people of Lochee don't believe in such things. So they just charge over that roundabout straight into oncoming traffic. They'll push their prams, their elderly parents in wheelchairs. They don't care. They're right over there. Over it.
It's so dangerous. And I'll tell you something, for years, now a guy lived on the roundabout in a tent for about 3 years. In about the early 90s.
Did he?
Yeah, he just stayed there. And
it had been kind of like Robinson Crusoe. Were you his man Friday?
I used to wave And he'd wave back. And the
Why
thing
did
is,
nobody move him on?
nobody moved him. Nobody bothered. He wasn't bothering anyone, so no one bothered him. And this very thing, when the Christmas tree went up, it used to go up in a spot, but the guys went up and went, well, obviously we're not going to put it where the guy's house is, so they put it to the side. And I thought that was delightful.
There's a the roundabout next to that halls of residence, which were
yes,
the COVID residence.
Yes,
place. There's a roundabout there. And that had a community of piebald rabbits.
Oh, the rabbits were glorious there.
But they're all piebald.
Yeah.
Piebald. Yeah, it's the strangest thing ever. They're all gone now.
It was over 10, well, maybe 10 years ago now. Dundee decided to do a cull of the rabbits, of these beautiful multicoloured rabbits all over the place, and sadly they went. But it was so nice.
I've not seen a rabbit in Dundee for a long time. Why did they kill them? I suppose they were digging under the road, had they?
I would imagine so. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Rabbits can become all kinds of colours. But what happens is, when in times of plenty, I'm led to believe this, rabbits can get quite exotic. But then when there's a pinch point and things get tough again, the tough surviving rabbits are just the plain brown ones.
Really? I thought it was people releasing their local rabbits.
I've had pet rats. Fancy rat breeding began when rat catchers, they would find like an unusually coloured rat.
Right.
And they would take them. It's a naturally occurring thing. And they would take that that anomaly, that maybe a white rat, and then they would get like a brown, an orangey one, and they would breed them. And that's where like pet rats came from. They were just wild rats.
Oh, that's very interesting, because I love a rat. A rat is a great,
wonderful
great
animal.
Just...
Have you ever seen, foxes that they use for the fur industry?
Yes.
I don't know the exact. Yeah. They did an experiment where they were just from wild stock, but some of them they started treating like a pet. So they would pet them from young, and they changed physically.
Incredible.
They grew like bigger eyes, they became cuter, softer fur, bushier.
Evolution is amazing, isn't it?
So love, because you were quite feral back in the day, but you found the love of a good woman and you've softened and you've become cuddly.
That's very true.
You're a science experiment.
Oh, Jesus. It wouldn't surprise me.
Your missus is getting paid from the government. Bill Gates is probably paying her.
Any other time I would be insulted, but to be fair, that does explain a lot.
It does explain a lot.
Fucking hell.
It does.
Oh.
Because she's got a little clicker thing. She gets you to do stuff, eh? She's like, sit down, and you sit down, so she clicks.
No, the clicker is a sign of love. It's the new. It's the new ring. It's the new gold ring. It's a sign of love. Yeah. You don't know anything about love.
It puts its lotion on itself, or it gets the hose.
You don't know anything, you cynical fuck, about love. You don't know anything. Every time I hear that clicker, I know someone's got a treat for me. So you don't know shit.
Salivate.
Yeah, you don't know shit.
That's it.
Now, getting back to Christmas.
Oh, this is another heartwarming story, right?
No, this is all Christmas. I'm asking you a question because I kind of know the answer. Mm-hmm. When it comes to Christmas dinner, how can I describe it? Excess. What's the word that comes after excess?
Diabetes.
That's
Gout.
it. You go on full diabetic charge, shall we call it?
It's. I spend Christmas Day. It's like a frenzy.
I thought you were joking, but I've since found out that this is all perfectly true, and this is what you do.
Yeah, I never wear clothes on Christmas Day.
Oh, Jesus, man.
I just come down in my pants, and then what I do is I have my first meal as early as possible. So you're looking maybe 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
It's the full shebang, the turkey, all the trimmings, the trifle.
Oh my God.
Then I start drinking around that time, and then I try and see how many complete meals, including trifle, I can have during the day.
And last year was a record.
12.
Oh my
12.
God. So last year wasn't the record, because what was it you done last year?
I think it was maybe 10 last year.
Yeah, I thought that.
I think I drifted off at some. I think I fell asleep, but I don't watch any Christmassy stuff. None of the Christmas schmaltz. I just watch horror films. I tend to like Seven's a good Christmas Day film.
I have to agree with that. I like a good horror on Christmas Day.
And I like to go for a nice wander as well on Christmas Day. Because there's nobody going about, so it's just lovely. You can just walk about.
Oh, I
Great.
enjoy that. Although I used to go for a Christmas Day surf.
Oh God, no! I'm not.
I
I'm
love
not a
that.
maniac.
But the
No, I'm not a
problem is,
maniac.
a lot of people like going to, say, St Andrews or Lunan Bay. They love going there. So when
Yeah,
you go, it's as busy as any other day. You've got no
Yeah.
peace.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, it's
right,
torturous.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
likes to go out for a walk, so you don't get any peace and quiet at all.
People. I mean, I've always dreamt of living in like a Triffid apocalypse. There's just nobody going about,
Wouldn't it be lovely?
and you've just got to dodge the occasional Triffid. Wouldn't it be good?
You know what?
I'd
I've
like
never
a
been
Triffid
threatened
gun.
by a Triffid.
I once choked in a bit of rhubarb, but other than that, yeah, imagine a
threatening.
ravenous plant that's going to eat you. Isn't that a wonderful concept?
Although I got a plant just recently, a new one, and it brought in, those little black flies.
Oh God,
And
yeah.
yeah, and they're everywhere. So I had to get those sticky things to catch all the flies.
Oh yeah. I
But
bet you got caught in them.
how did you know? I put it from
Quite sticky, isn't it?
sticky. I got
Jesus,
caught in
it's
it,
sticky.
taking it out the fucking. You pull the little loop
Oh.
at the top, and the thing just attracted to my chin and neck.
Oh,
I-
it
I had to
turns-
get
it's horrible.
assistance. I was
Oh, it's
stuck.
awful. It's awful. It's
So,
absolutely awful. What
it's
you can
terrible
do with
stuff.
plants, if you get God, this is like a Beech Grove garden. If you get mites and things on plants, green
Uh-huh.
fly, you can make up a solution of garlic. Put
All
garlic
right.
in water and let it get a bit fermenty, and spray that on plants. And
Really, I need
it's
to
a
do
natural
something.
remedy. Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
brought in, I got 5 plants because I'm getting them for the studio again when we get back. It's going to be very green
right,
and nice.
okay. Mm.
But one of
lovely
them or
environment.
more
Mhm.
has these fucking little tiny black flies on them, and I can't figure out which one it is. But God, the house was full of them. I got rid of them in really a day by putting these things up.
But the thing is, they'll have laid their eggs in the soil, so
Yeah.
they'll probably return in numbers.
This is
The what you don't want in the house is a weevil.
What's a weevil?
Well, a weevil looks like it's like a wee beetle,
Oh,
and
God.
if you pick it up, it pretends to be dead. That's its defense mechanism.
Okay.
But they'll chew a circular hole out of plants. And one got into my house, must have come in with some veg or something, and it just ate its way around all my house plants.
Oh no, I don't want that.
So it just cuts these little comically circle holes out when it's munching. Now I don't kill stuff. For the last year, I've been catching blue balls and putting them outside. I've got quite zen.
I do it as well, and I know
Yeah.
people might laugh at that, but here's the thing: I grew up hunting, fishing. I have
Yeah.
killed so much, and then one day I kind of thought I've killed enough. It
Yeah.
just nothing changed in my head about I'm not anti-hunting now. I'm not
No.
anti-meat eating or anything like that at all. But I just decided I've killed enough.
Well, we grew up in a house. My dad used to go out shooting all the time.
Yeah.
So your diet was a high percentage of like hunted stuff.
Dogs.
But he just, dogs, cats, the German guy from next door. Oh, he tasted good. But he just one day kind of decided to stop. And he's never hunted in decades.
I'll tell you what happened. I was
Yeah.
down at the Carsagowrie, beautiful spot. It's now a wildlife area, but that's where you'd used to go shooting.
Mhm.
And this goose was walking
Oh.
towards me, and it was going around the reeds, the big, beautiful, tall reeds there, and it come out, and it got closer and closer, and I shot it, and the moment I shot it, I just went, I shouldn't have shot that. And the day before I'd killed a couple of birds, but that one bird, I just felt there was a sense of unfairness that I did there.
Okay.
And
That makes sense.
I just went, nah, that's it, and I was done. And I decided that's it.
No, I don't have a problem at all with people shooting
Not
if
at
they're
all.
eating stuff.
I can
What
still go
don't
back
like-
to hunting, but if
I
I'm,
just don't, because I'm a really meat eater, so I buy stuff that's been slaughtered. But
Yeah.
I really don't. Shooting an animal for sport is unnecessary.
I totally agree.
Completely
agree.
unnecessary. But if you want to shoot someone and eat it,
Mm-hmm.
fine, absolutely fine. If a pheasant, you know what pheasants are like? They're so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
They're suicidal.
Mhm.
They're craving death. But if a pheasant's flying along and somebody shoots out the sky, that's not suffering. Again, it's just fucking Again, it's like going down for your paper and somebody shoots you in the back of the head.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing with the shooting. I mean, I came from my dad's family. They grew up. That was how they got their food.
Yeah,
that was it. They would all just go down on their bikes to the Carsagouri, get their food for the week, and it was it was like that.
Oh, it's lovely stuff.
And then I grew up with that as well. And when you killed anything like a goose, it was just mainly geese, you would have to clean the animal, you would have to cook it. I was 14 and my dad made sure I'd done everything, and you had to eat it. You didn't get away with, I don't feel like it. And this
everybody had to eat everything. Back in the day.
Yeah.
Imagine if you said to your parents, "No, Father, Mother, I'm vegan today."
Oh Christ! Thank God my dad's dead. The one time I'm happy he's dead. That I'm a vegetarian. I wouldn't have to tell him.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I told him I was in bands.
They wouldn't have made special dietary stuff for you. They wouldn't have gone and bought you stuff.
Fuck it. There's a pie. He wouldn't. No, that would have been. I think my dad. He was old school. He was very old school. Ex-army, grew up with.
Basically, you looked like Philip Schofield in the is it Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat?
That was me.
Because you kind of wore a colourful poncho, didn't you?
Well, see, here's the thing. My dad was 95% camo.
Right.
And
yeah.
He worked for the water board. He was a gaffer, tough guy, but always gentle with us. Just a proper. I can't have any. I couldn't say anything negative about me. I was never smacked. I was never shouted at. He was just full of fun.
Maybe he should have though. That's what he did wrong.
That's what I was getting at. Maybe if he punched me around a bit, I would have been a bit more of a functional human. But no, and he was great. Absolutely brilliant.
He should have Sean Connery you a wee bit.
Yes, but I think if I said to him, "Dad, I've got something to tell you. I'm a vegetarian," he would have preferred if I come in and said I was a professional hula hooper. He really would have.
I've decided to become a professional power bottom.
I remember my dad said to me when I was young, and it was sort of, he goes, "You might say you're gay to me, son, and that's fine. You're my son, and I'll support you no matter what." And I went, "No, Dad, I'm straight." And he went, "But if you're gay," and I went, "No, I'm straight." And he went, "No, but if you're," so I think
he's like, "No straight man would wear those trousers, son." Again, those trousers, those arseless chaps, those arseless chaps.
Yeah. So he was just such a great person. If he said you were vegan,
he'd have woke up in the middle of the night and he'd have used his military background to just sneak up on you and just suffocate you with a pillow. But he'd have done it out of love.
See, the thing is, right, there was so much love in the family that he was very kind. But then he would also say, "Here's how you tell that if you creep up behind someone in the night, put your hand round, feel their laces. If their laces are crossed, cut their fucking throat, because they'll be a German. If their laces are straight, that's a British soldier." And I went, "Thanks, Dad."
Well, that's a useful piece of information, isn't it?
And he would tell you.
Did your dad write for Commando magazine?
It was like that. Oh my God.
Do you still get Commando?
Now, I haven't seen it for quite a while, but I remember.
I think they've released like it in a graphic novel form. Yeah. But they were propaganda for joining the military.
That's all it was.
Were they bi-weekly? I think you got them fortnightly, didn't you?
I think it was fortnightly. They were glorious artwork, a very British style of artwork. Absolutely amazing.
But it was extraordinarily racist.
Yes, very racist.
And extraordinarily violent. Like extraordinarily violent.
I mean, we've covered this before. They would teach you how to derail trains. They would teach you how to make invisible ink, like with your urine. There was loads of, because it was meant to be teaching children
that's
for
resistance.
Urine.
My urine just comes out black like ink.
So there you go. You're in trouble then. There is another substance you could use, but we're not going into that.
Can you use jizz?
Yes, you can.
Is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah, you can.
Funnily enough, my jizz is just like lemon juice. So
magical.
Isn't it?
Magical.
Well, more like a tangerine.
But I remember I joined, there was a club you could join in the Victor magazine. And
oh God, Victor was quite brutal, wasn't it?
It was brutal, but what they done, it was all the sort of, because it was for kids, it was all the soft sort of way of doing it.
So the bayonets weren't sharp.
They weren't sharp. They would teach you codes and lots of things like that, a way to communicate with your friends that no one else would understand. And this was all for resistance sort of teaching. Isn't it mad?
We grew up in a weird time, eh?
Yeah.
Because the 70s, people, I've noticed of late, the war is so distant now, the Second World War. But when we were kids, it wasn't distant at all, was it?
No.
I felt like we're still living in the tail end of the Second World War, even in the 70s.
Absolutely,
a lot
agree
more
with that.
war films would be on, wasn't there?
The war was something that was still very vibrant and alive, and I'll tell you why. This gets us back to Christmas, because my grandfather, what an alcoholic cunt he was. That's the one that he said, because I had long hair, that I was a homosexual, so he wrote me out the will.
Okay.
That was him. He was a charmer.
You wouldn't have wanted his money anyways.
Oh, no. He was. Well, what actually happened after he died, my auntie went up to his house and all his savings were in his coat pockets.
Oh, Jesus.
And it was a lot of money, so she just split it up between everyone, so I got it anyway. Right.
You got it anyway,
in pound notes.
oh, Jesus.
There was
Do you see, it's been a while, the kids, when I was a kid, everybody seemed to have played Sojis, and they'd all have, like, toy machine guns.
Yeah.
Do they even sell toy machine guns?
It's very hard to get them now.
I think they'll sell, like, pretend ray guns, laser guns, won't they?
Went through a phase now, quite a few years ago. My mum was working in an after-school club.
Mm-hmm.
And they got told that if people are even drawing guns or talking about guns, it has to be reported.
Oh, so was that like kind of Hungerford and the kind of shootings like that?
After that, this was in the 2000s, actually, the early 2000s. But since then, it has changed.
Huh.
So I've heard that it's kind of went back again. But I remember playing Dead Man's Fall. In Dead Man's Fall, there was a little hill at the school, and your three mates went to the top, and they'd choose a gun, and then you'd get shot, and the best person who died it was a great, and then you go, and my guts fall out, and then I trip and slip on my guts, and they fall in my neck, and I hang myself, and they went, very inventive.
People used to, a toy for children when I was a kid was a Rambo, like, Bowie knife thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a fucking machete thing, and this was given to children.
Yeah.
It was issued to everybody.
I got
at play school.
I think my dad saw one of the survival knives. It was the one with the built-in catapult in that.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
And I was maybe 14, and he went, that's ideal, and I got it for my Christmas. That was
very normal. People don't realise,
it was
in
not
Lockheed,
a problem.
People spread, like, margarine on their toast with a machete. It's a universal tool. They all carry them. Everybody's got them.
But honestly, how many knives and machetes do you have?
I don't have any machetes, my friend. No machetes.
Okay, I've got one machete left. I was going to say two, but I got rid of one. I've got one machete, but it's
you got rid of one by plunging it into the stomach of a neighbour.
Well, yeah, I've got
traffic warden.
It's a British Army. Martindale one, old style.
But are you allowed a machete if you were? God, there's no like jungle in the UK, but if you're out doing an exploring on expedition up in the Highlands or something, are you allowed even a machete?
A machete, no. I think you'd have to argue that. I think now just a knife, as long as you got a purpose for it.
A fixed blade knife.
A fixed blade, yeah. If you're camping or something, yeah. If you've got a use for it. But put it this way, how much things have changed. This Martindale knife that I had, I was chopping wood up at Lunan Bay to make a fire. Mm-hmm. And the police would patrol there because there was some stolen cars used to go up and
dogging going on as well.
And the policeman came out and he goes, is that a Martindale? I used to have one of them in the army. He says, you got the wee sharpener with it? And I went, I don't. The little sharpener that comes with it. I went, I don't. I just got the knife. And he went, all right. The very next week, he came back and he had the little sharpener. He goes, I still had it in the house. There you go, son. And he gave me it. And that was the local policeman. And I'm chopping up stuff. Now, if you even say the word knife, everyone panics and runs around screaming. It's just things have changed so much.
Yeah. But I suppose if you're walking about, Dundee with a knife in
you don't need a knife when you're walking about. You shouldn't.
You need a fucking knife.
No, you shouldn't.
A pen knife in your pocket. But I don't know if the police, if you were saying that, if you were in a pub and there was a bit of a fracas and the police got you to empty your pockets,
and
even if you had a Swiss Army knife,
you're fucked,
I think you'd be in trouble, wouldn't you?
You'd be in trouble because they have to then assess what reason you have it for and why. I don't think you're allowed a knife in a pub. You're not allowed it in public areas. schools.
Do you know who's allowed to have a flick knife?
A flick knife?
Yeah.
Who? The Queen.
If you've got one arm, you're allowed a flick knife.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Because, well, you can't obviously open a knife.
I suppose. I mean, the knives I have, I do like a good knife, but I'm a leather worker. I tend to need good knives.
Yeah, they're a tool. It's a tool.
Yeah, and that's the thing with a knife. Every knife I've got, it is an extreme end of tool. So if it's for cutting a particular thing, you can't cut anything else. Exactly, thank you. But you can't cut anything else with them. So mine are kept, they're quite expensive and they're not used for anything else.
So you use your machete for your toenails?
Absolutely.
Because I've seen the state of your feet. Jesus Christ.
No, my machete, it's a very short machete and it's just used for the garden. If I'm just taking down branches or that's the only reason it's used for now. It used to be used for camping, but nothing now.
No, but when was the last time you were in a tent?
Last time I was in a tent? Oh, God, quite a while ago now.
Gonna be a while, isn't it?
I think if I go out now, I go in a bivvy bag. I don't take tents. Yeah, I go in a bivvy bag. So maybe 3 or 4 years ago I was out. I think
once you get past 40, sleeping in a tent just loses its appeal, doesn't it?
I think, you know what it is? Since having my own business, I've really not had the time just to go camping.
No. You would need an inflatable mattress. To hell with just sleeping in a sleeping bag on the cold ground. No, I need some padding now.
Well, I have...
I've been glamping. That's a nice experience.
Oh, it's horrible.
Glamping.
I hate it.
You don't like glamping?
No, I hate it.
Do you feel like a caged bird of prey?
Absolutely.
You just want to spread your wings and soar, don't you?
That's exactly the way I feel.
You're not keeping me in this perfumed cage.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I mean, the thing is, I have a bed now, but this bed was bought for me.
You say bed, it's just some pallets.
My partner... Oh, no, the pallets are gone. The pallets are gone. No. I had the pallets for a year.
See what I mean? She's training you, mate.
She's
bought
me a bed.
You.
Beautiful wrought iron bed. But it's not like
I don't hear about your fucking wrought iron bed.
It's not an old lady bed. It's all square and it's a very modern thing. Really beautiful. And I got an orthopedic mattress for it because I have a bit of a dodgy back.
I love an orthopedic mattress. It's nice,
and I'm quite
isn't it?
happy in my bed. But I haven't. Before that, I hadn't been in a bed since it was probably 10. I used to sleep on the floor. Mum and Dad had a bed for me, but I just slept on the floor. I've always been like that.
Jesus Christ, you're bleak, aren't you? But you go, there's people who just have like a mattress sat on the floor, kind of the single guy syndrome.
Yeah.
Single guys often don't treat themselves to luxuries. I think they're so self-loathing, they don't feel they deserve anything.
Well, I remember getting a flat in St Andrews, and I had a mattress on the floor. I had a little black and white TV, and someone came up and went, "Look, you've just moved in. When you get this done?" And I was thinking, it is done.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I was happy.
That's monkish behaviour. Sean Connery lived better in the name of the rose than you do.
I'll tell you, I did feel that way. I felt I was keeping things stripped back, and it was very freeing.
Oh, you think you're a spiritual warrior monk?
Well, yeah.
You're like him out of fucking Kung Fu. You're like David Carradine. In many ways. In many ways.
But I felt I was really stripping. Well, see, dude, material possessions clutter the mind. And I just kept it as... Right now in my life...
John Lennon wrote a song like that from his mansion house, his giant piano.
Yeah, exactly. He's a cunt. But
Paul McCartney's got a new album out.
No, I don't want to hear it.
It's called McCartney 3. One of the songs is like 8 minutes long.
He maybe just forgot to stop. He's at that age.
I think you should go for a listen to it. I think you'll be surprised.
Oh, God.
I'm not saying it's good.
Okay.
But it doesn't sound like an album written by a 78-year-old.
Okay.
I think he's trying to do something a bit interesting. I can't judge because I'm terrible at music. But it seems to be he's done some kind of stripped back thing. It's being considered a late career renaissance.
A bit like Shakin' Stevens a couple of years ago, where he
what do you mean couple of years ago? Shakin' Stevens is fucking back.
But it was about 2 years ago, he brought out an album, and it's actually good. And that's...
no, fuck off.
Listen,
it can't be good. Is he singing in it?
Wait, he done a blues album. And it was on. I don't know what it was on.
I hate Shakin' Stevens,
and I don't like Shakin' Stevens. And I'm a bit I hate to say it, I'm a bit of a music snob. And I heard this album, went, I heard this music, went, well, that's fine. What is it? Fucking Shakin' Stevens. It stopped me in my tracks. It's true.
Like a strip, but he's still dyeing his hair.
Oh, he's probably a pathetic old cunt, but yeah.
Oh, he was a bit doddery. He sounded a little bit doddery to me. A wee bit doddery. I hated Shakin' Stevens. The 80s, and you had him.
Oh, it's awful. Yeah.
Oh, it's awful. Sidney Devine's better.
Oh no! I like to say I'm not a music snob, but
you're a terrible music snob.
And the reason, you know what it is? My most recent snobbish behaviour is in guitar. Now I'm guilty of this, but there's a thing called shredding and rock music, and
all guitars should be shredded.
Yes, you know what? I'm halfway there with you, but nothing has happened in, say, rock music in 30 years. Nothing good. And
Whitesnake?
That was 40 years ago, man. So, yeah, you're showing your age. So, there's nothing worse than a middle-aged man shredding on guitar. And I think...
is it like is shredding like Slash? Did he shred?
Just a lot of fast playing.
Right, okay.
Okay, now I'm as guilty as anyone of playing like that. But in the last few years, I've kind of rejected it all. I've rejected that sort of playing. And I've been seeking a more simple playing that's more honest, a more artistic version rather than guitar gymnastics.
You're shredding less, you're now noodling.
No, noodling is kind of shredding but without purpose.
Okay. Taking the guitar strings for a little walk.
And now I'm trying to be a bit more soulful. Now I'm trying to play less but mean more.
I think you need to have a soul to be soulful.
Because I'm going to advise all guitar players... Stop shredding. Cut your long hair off. I was as guilty, man. Cut your hair off. You'll be so freed. Stop being like you were when you were 20 and grow into... It's you just have to do it. And I know it's my age as well, but there's nothing... It's just so uncool. And to see a young man now, and they're just shredding, and it's faster and more, and it's just everyone... Play something with meaning.
Where does that kind of music get played now? Is there like a rock? I take it there's like a rock. Is there not Kerrang? Does that still exist?
I don't know who would even want to hear that sort of music. I mean, I still listen to... I mean, when I was playing, I was at my peak of gigging and stuff, I was still listening to Steve Vai and Joe Satriani, and I still was into all that nonsense. But I think I'm done with it. I mean, I've been listening to The Kills recently, and just something... I'm needing something. I need something with a bit of meat to it rather than just gymnastics.
Do you
show off nonsense?
That rock pompery, will that ever be back again? It's kind of tight jeans, the kind of
everything goes in phases, and it'll come back, but it might not be guitar. It might be something else. But I don't know.
Robots?
The robots, I don't know. But I think for me, rock music in that sense, it's so done. And the problem is, it wasn't left alone to allow to mature in its own way and then kind of seen ironically and then come back in its own way. People have persisted with it for years, and it's just done.
You know
and
I'm
as guilty, but I think
you know what killed rock music? It was Justin Hawkins and The Darkness.
I think that played a part. I think that did play a part. I think it did play a part.
An ugly man with bad teeth pretending he was fucking God's gift to women. And they pretended they were doing it ironically, but in his head, he wasn't doing it ironically.
I don't think he was. I think he was playing really... No. And then they covered it up. They covered up the thing I'm talking about with this veneer of irony.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that was his song, which was just the most... fucking hell.
That was his bulletproof jacket, wasn't it? But I think he really acted like a rock star, didn't he? He really went
He was one of these guys that had his shirt open to his navel, but he looked like a sweaty guy. I think he smelled like Frey Bentos or something. I wasn't a huge fan. I'm just looking out my window.
Yeah.
There's a guy... parking on this street can be a wee bit problematic.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Seen that.
It's a balance. And because it's a no bad bit of street, fuckers from elsewhere park their cars here and then fuck off. You know what I mean? They leave their cars here for a duration.
That problem myself.
And there's a guy, he's got this BMW, this blue thing, great big thing, and he's a very selfish parker. So
Okay.
he takes up, because he's quite funny about his car, 2 car spaces, you'll park bang in the middle,
Yeah,
so
got
nobody's
you.
near him. But his car was dirty the other day, and I drew a gigantic cock with spunk bubbles
Wonderful.
on the back of his car.
Beautiful.
And he's had his car professionally valeted. It must have been so infuriating to him. He's went away and cleaned it. It's gleaming. It's sat out there gleaming.
Oh, that's great.
He's a fucking arsehole.
Oh.
But he lives miles away. I see him every morning. Can what he does that annoys me? He comes across and he sits in his car and lets the engine idle for 20 minutes.
Oh, God.
Keeps it running on my fucking street. What a cunt.
It's a war. It's a war.
I might set fire to it. I'll let it down his tyres.
But that reminds me, this is getting Christmassy again. So you talked about your meal. Here's what I used to eat for years.
Oh, God, this is going to be bleak.
Well, yeah. I would only eat a pizza base.
Oh, fuck, come on. No, I'm putting my food down here. What?
From about the age of 7 to about 20,
my
mum would cook my meal.
How
and
have you managed to live to 60 years of age?
I just
don't know
loved
how you...
my pizza base. What? It was
Well, no,
glorious.
like a pizza base with toppings on it, for fuck's sake.
No toppings.
There's
You
a guy...
animal.
One of my enemies at the work, I'm not going to call his name. I call him the Dundee Spaceman. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, we know. Everyone knows.
The stench. But
He actually went viral in America with that. Those pictures.
He's a halfwit, but he's terrible. But anyway, nasty little creature. But he buys himself. I know people can be alone at Christmas in his loneliness, and I do feel empathy towards people.
Of course.
But not him, because he's so disgusting vile. But he used to buy himself from Farm Foods a microwave Christmas meal for one.
Oh, that sounds great.
And have that. No, but it can basically one slice of fucking gelatinous turkey, couple half tie, just hellish. He doesn't have the wherewithal to get the ingredients, and you could make yourself a meal.
You could, but I'll put it this way: this year, my mum's going to be cooking.
Is she doing the full shebang?
She does, but she's only doing it for herself because it'll be me and my partner will be there, and my partner. Has food restrictions, and I'm just an idiot. So therefore,
you get to sit and watch a woman eat delicious food. What you get to have? A pizza base?
No, I'm going to have a vegan meat pie, and it's like a Scotch pie though, but it's just, but it's like the old grey pies, you know, the grey meat.
I don't know. I'd be secretly hoping that the boiler stopped working and I was gassed through the night. If that was my day, I'd be like that. Please God. But strike me with a bolt of lightning.
But
do something.
I'll have some of the trifle that's going to be there. I'll have trifle.
But trifle's not as good if you've not had... Trifle is part of the process.
I can't eat a lot of food. I can't, like, if there's a starter...
Because your stomach shrunk, because you keep...
But I'm always like that. If someone puts out, like, say, prawns for me, for a starter, that's my meal. I'm done. I can't eat any more.
I just don't know how that is fucking possible. I've told you before, I would have a slice of turkey... And then I would immediately get a big scoop of trifle, and then I'll eat them all simultaneously. I just need a trough.
You do? Oh my God.
I just need a giant trough in the middle of the room.
So, getting back to my grandfather.
Right.
Here's what he was a brutal racist. He was awful, right? But the Queen's speech would go on and he demanded everyone was quiet.
Fuck yeah, no.
Right? And after she would say her shite, whatever it was, right? He would raise a glass and go, God bless you, ma'am. And then instantly talk about how he shot Hitler's chef. And my mum would go, Dad, not again, there's kids here. I shot Hitler's chef. And I remember, I don't know who said it, said, how did you know he was Hitler's chef? Said, who would be running around Germany in 1953 dressed as a chef? And it was
so basically,
later,
he shot
the
guy
chef
out of the
in 1953.
The guy had like a whisk. He came at your granddad aggressively with a whisk, so he shot him in the head and then bayoneted his corpse.
My granddad was on holiday in like Arbroath or something. He had a bit of PTSD, saw a chef, thought he was back in Germany, shot a guy, Everyone just let it go. But then he would start going on. You know, when I was in the army, there was word that the Nazis, they all went to they built spaceships, flying saucers, and they all went to the South Pole. And then he claimed he got drunker and drunker, right? I'll tell you how he died, actually. And he says all the penguins in the South Pole, they're spies for the Nazis, because if you go there, hundreds of thousands of penguins will turn up, surround you and stare at you, and they pass on the information to the Nazis that are underground. And my mum would go, for God's sake, Dad, every year, stop this nonsense. Well, I was there and I know. They're all underground there and they're plotting and they're waiting to come back with flying saucers.
Was he taking the piss or he genuinely?
Oh no, this is what he believed. Even when he was in hospital and dying, he started going on about the Nazis in Antarctica.
Isn't that a shame of a life? Because the war had happened so fucking far back in his life, but he just couldn't get out of the way of it.
Or the flying saucers. And
but they chose to. My granddad, he went through the war and he just had no interest in it. He
that
just
was like Mother Granddad. Mother Granddad was in it.
But some of them just kind of, it's weird, isn't it? I don't. It's like people who say to you, the best years of my life were when I was at school.
Oh, fucking cunts.
You're like, what in hell are you? What in fuck's name are you talking about?
Exactly.
School, you have to be there. I mean, school wasn't that bad an experience for me, but I couldn't wait to... But as soon as you get your life together and you can stay up as late as you want, being an adult's fucking great. Being a kid's a pain in the arse.
My grandfather...
If kids start to get together and unionise, we're in trouble.
I totally agree. But going back to my grandfather, before you go on a rant about children...
Oh.
Which you always end up on.
No, I was pro-child.
Pro-child, yeah. I'm pro-child as well. I say leave them alone.
I was telling them to legalise, to get together. Barricades, man.
I agree.
Toddlers would make ferocious enemies.
That's why children are born tiny, because they'd go, where's my meal? Then kill you if they were 6 foot.
If you or I fell out of a car on a motorway, we'd die.
Yeah.
Our bones would come out with bodies. A wee baby falls out, it bounces.
The bouncers get up and start running with their fangs. That's what they do. So my grandfather's... He's, no. Right. This is very important, because this is a Christmas story. Because he actually died on Christmas Day. Oh, this is the whole point. This is all my stories coming round to this point. I've got a narrative here, man.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, this is good.
Christmas Day, 1995.
Okay, so yeah.
Okay. So he's in getting these balloons put into his veins in his legs because his drink has nuked his legs and he's going to lose them, right? But when he went up to hospital in his bag, now they should have checked his bag, 2 bottles of whiskey.
Oh, what?
And on Christmas Day, right, Christmas morning, he woke up in hospital and everyone's going to go and visit him and stuff like that. He downed 2 bottles and it killed him stone dead.
Yeah, that was just suicide.
That was suicide, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, ho.
Ken.
So Christmas Day was it was so pleasant that day. I didn't care.
Yeah, but
I went surfing.
People go on about the world's a terrible place, but you hear people go, oh, we've all got too soft. Again, we're too soft now and too compassionate, too nice.
Nonsense.
People don't realise the 50s, I think, it was very loveless.
It was a brutal time.
Men had to behave in a certain manner.
Yeah.
And being soft and loving was kind of seen as weakness.
This is the thing that you hear from, say, a side like on feminism, the patriarchy and stuff like that. But what's not covered in that is when a man doesn't want to act that way, but you're still putting the role of the provider, that I'm in charge and I'm that. And you know what? You'll understand this as almost a man. You'll still get that expected of you. Well, you're the man, you have to pay. You're the man, you have to do it. And you're like, look, I believe in equality. That fucker should pay.
Yeah, men were just as big a victims as the whole setup as women were.
I completely agree with that.
Men and women both lived very kind of unfulfilling lives.
Yes,
they had the thing. Life was a box ticking exercise. They had to do these things, and that was it.
Look, it happened to me when my father died. I was instantly given the problems that was left behind. So I instantly had a house I had to pay for. I had to go and look after my mum. The rest of my family that would go to my dad, they now came to me. Their skin, they need money. So I then had to, and that happened to me overnight, this expectation of a male role. And I was like 25.
And
I didn't know what I was doing.
You're singularly unsuited for such a task, mate.
I couldn't look after myself. And all these years later,
You've never had a pet. You've never had a pet. Never as much as had a hamster.
Oh,
you know
my God. Useless. I'm useless.
Yeah.
And
imagine a poor goldfish living with you. Jesus Christ.
Oh, man.
You'd probably eat all its food.
You know what?
Ants, eggs, and Daphnia. You're like,
Not all pet food is bad. Now, you know you eat some pet food. I understand that.
No. I've eaten one Bonio. And I have occasionally smelt the cat's food and thought that smells quite nice. I have not actually eaten it.
Oh.
But then luckily I've not served the cat food when I've been particularly drunk. If my inhibitions were down with alcohol, there's a chance I might have a wee spoonful of it.
Well, I told you, because I'm a vegetarian now, I can't eat a lot of the food, but I used to regularly eat the hide, the little narrow hide chews. Delightful. They'd keep me amused.
Christ.
Honestly, if there's nothing on TV, get yourself a hide chew. It gets you occupied.
One of my uncles used to feed us licorice Rizzlers. And they're quite nice. A licorice Rizzler. You know, but I have seen me sometimes chewing a wee bit. You chew a wee bit of paper. You know what I mean? You chew a wee bit of paper. Chew away.
I've told you about my habit. I can't have a newspaper in the house.
Oh, because you tear strips.
I tear the strips off the end and eat them.
But you hear of people who do that in a spectacularly big fashion, and they get huge masses they have to have removed from their stomach.
Well, I would eat.
Have you seen the one the women that eat their own hair?
Now the hair, there's a video somewhere.
And Jesus! They take these balls out. Oh my God!
Don't watch it because apparently the smell is so bad when they cut you open, and the cut. There's an old video. It's like it's on VHS, and this surgeon does it, and he just pulls his mask away and throws up. Because it's the smell. It's like a smelling salt. It hits you so badly.
My mum was a hairdresser, and I have these visions of at the end of the day when she was sweeping up.
Yeah,
you would just get this masses of different coloured hair.
Oh God!
But can you imagine sitting down to a plate of it?
Oh Jesus, man!
Somebody said, "I'll give you £1 million if you eat this fucking bowl full of various people's hair."
It sounds good. It sounds easy until you realise it'll probably kill you.
You'd have to keep telling yourself, it's just candy floss. It's just candy floss.
Oh, hair's not appetising at all.
No, it's not.
It's like when you used to get
I
Old
do
Dundee
bite my
pies.
nails, though. I bite my nails, I must say.
I don't do that. I have... what's it? Now, this is something I actually do have. In Poundland a few years ago, you got a nail file, and it was in the pedi section, and this was actually called a pedi file, and I got it.
So you're telling me you do your wee nails?
I have
a self manicure.
Go on eBay and get yourself a pedi kit. A man's pedi kit is beautiful in a little leather
wonderful.
case, and it's got my nails. Looking at them right now. They're absolutely gorgeous because I used to bite them.
You've got hands like Daryl Hannah.
Oh God, like a Skeksis. Daryl Hannah is a Skeksis.
I used to bite my nails more when I was a kid, getting really bad.
Yeah, me too.
So half the nail would be gone, and my dad used to go for a laugh. He used to grab you and then bend. You know what I mean? The front of the finger, the tip of your finger back on itself onto the nail. You go. So we tried that stuff that you paint on your nails to make your nails taste horrible. I got used to the taste.
You get used to the taste. You just eat it. Yeah, that's what I done.
Yeah. Didn't do any good. Yeah.
I went through that, but now I don't. And my nails are kept. I got a chemical.
There's a lot of stuff under your nails, mate.
I got involved in a chemical incident.
Okay.
A few years ago, and I had chemical burns over quite a bit of my body. Not bad, but God, they were really, it was quite irritating. And I had to go to the doctors, and they were saying, because of the kind of chemicals I got on me, they said there's actually probably been a mutation in the skin. So I am an X-Man, and my power is, every now and then, maybe once every 2 years now, spontaneously my eyes will just swell up and I'll just turn bright red for about an hour. So you've been warned.
Good. That's
and
good.
after this happened, my fingernails started growing rapidly.
Oh, Jesus
And
Christ. You're like Wolverine.
Yeah, but if you wait a good 6 months, I will take your eyes out. And yeah, so I have to cut them all the time. I have to cut them.
like a
literally
corpse.
every 3 days I have to cut my nails.
That's Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ Almighty. No, Christmas memory. I'm trying to think of a Christmas memory. No, but you have these memories, all the elderly relatives with the paper hats on.
Yes, that's exactly what it was
We
like.
always, my dad's a really good cook, so we always had a top-notch Christmas meal.
Oh, wonderful.
But it's good. Christmas is magical when you're a child.
Of course,
and if there's kids in the house, I could see where Christmas would be good. But if you're adults, it's a truthful thing. It is better to give than to receive, because it's lovely giving somebody a present.
Now I
prefer that to receiving the gift. It's true.
I have learned to be gracious in receiving a gift, but I feel very awkward with it and that, and
yeah.
I love getting stuff for people and all that sort of thing.
You put a bit of effort in and get people stuff. It's nice. I
enjoy all that.
But it's very difficult to, like, Dundee shops have been packed and people are going about with huge bags of wrapping paper, which means to me they're planning to go and see a lot of people at Christmas and hand
This
out gifts.
is a concern now. Oh, this is something, right. The other day I was up in Tesco's and trolleys, people full of drink. That means they're meeting people. That means there's going to be parties. I'm concerned. I think there's going to be death en masse in January.
I think January there's going to be a national lockdown. So at the very end of this, it's going to be the worst part.
Yes.
It's awful.
I'm worried about that.
It's because people aren't paying attention. They've seen vaccine.
And it's all
so
over.
They think it's all over. It's all over.
Dude, I had to go down to the work yesterday. I had to pick up some letters from the council, the usual stuff, fill in. Mm-hmm. And everyone, and all the people who weren't, but everyone's wearing masks now and covering their face. I think something's happened again. I think there's been another warning. Something's happened because everyone was wearing a mask. The Dexys Midnight Runners.
All the Dexys were wearing masks.
Everyone was wearing masks.
Well, the cleaner had the COVID. But I just avoided the place for like 72 hours. I thought I'll stay away.
I stayed away. Just
stay away and I'll go back. But the cleaner, he was a young guy. Mm-hmm. He looked like he would probably have got COVID. He's been partying, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
So there you go. But you think someone else is a
Something's happened because everyone's wearing masks, and there's one particular dozy cunt of a bitch. She come in to the building and her face was covered, and she's never done it.
Oh, fuck, is she? Oh,
her
that's
face
news.
was covered, so I was like, something's happened.
Do you think maybe somebody for their groups maybe got the COVID?
Definitely. And I think on top of that, I mean, it's a big building with a lot of people, and I have to admit, in your part of the building and mine, the majority of people are taking this serious as fuck.
Yeah.
And I think someone's maybe just went, fuck this bitch, and called someone or done something, because it's just got out of hand, having parties and everything, you know?
Yeah, people don't realise they were having a fucking music festival.
Yes.
In a space no bigger than a phone box.
And, I mean, they had actual live bands. No one was wearing masks. It was shocking. So dangerous. Idiotic.
It was all just an idiot family, though.
And you imagine someone I know's got it. Could you imagine? Oh, poor. How did that happen? Yeah.
No, she's needing garroted, but for whatever reason,
fucking idiot.
They seem to. For whatever fucking reason, she gets to just do her own thing.
She
in
gets
that
to do what she
building.
wants. I don't know what it is.
She's handing out. You got me souks.
Well, we know what goes on. Without going into deep, there's.
But that building's fairly safe. Can I mean?
Yeah.
It's a drafty old building,
which is a good thing.
Which is good. Can the toilets? I once went for a shit. You have to bring an ice axe to snap it off when you go for a plop. It's so cold.
It is chilly.
I never shit there, but if I was planning to shit, I'd have to put the heating on the day before.
It's a chilly building and high roofs. Well, a lot of my followers, and if you're a patron, you could see my studio.
But it's a thing to behold, isn't it?
My studio is all done up now, but hold on. Now, I'm really proud of my studio because it's a good-looking studio.
But you're in it. You do feature in the foreground. You do.
But Neil from RMC,
yes,
he has just got a new studio.
Oh, is it Studio Envy?
Dude, Envy! That motherfucker's got the whole floor. It's amazing, and he's got these beams going through it.
Does he have bean bags?
He's going to. I bet you that fucker will get a bean bag.
If he has a fucking lava lamp, I'm going down there to kick him the puss.
Well, hold on, dude. He's going to have open days when all this is over, and you can go down and play games. It's huge and it's fucking beautiful, and it overlooks a little weir with herons and otters. Holy shit!
He's created an idyll.
You know what? The building is very similar to our building, but he's got the top floor.
The whole floor.
Gorgeous.
Wonderful.
Little offices. An escape hatch for jumping out. He's got everything.
Has he got a fireman's pole?
See, if he had it, I'd murder him to get it.
It's like Willy Wonka, isn't it?
Willy Wonka. He has, because Neil is, honestly, he's the gentleman of the internet. He's the most lovely person you'll ever meet.
To be honest with you, that's not difficult.
It's not difficult, but
the internet is 99.9% cunts.
That's true, but he's a lovely guy, and he's worked so hard and followed his passion, and he deserves all of this. I was watching this fucking video he put up, and I'm feeling a bit emotional, thinking this is.
Oh, come on, you and your crocodile tears.
No crocodile tears. Oh, I'm jealous.
You're like Matt Hancock.
I'm serious. Oh yeah, no, I'm not that bad. I wasn't emotional and crying. I was emotional and happy. You prick.
There was joke on Twitter the other day. He cries like a stepdad for the missing stepdaughter he knows is buried under the garage floor.
That is a wonderful quote. That is exactly it.
I don't know who came up with that one, but it did make me chuckle this morning. It was good.
Yeah, but if anyone's listening, go and check out RMC and this new studio, because I like any video when someone shows you their workplace.
It's less of a man cave. He's created a man canyon.
It's a mansion.
He's built a mansion.
It's fucking great. Dude, go and check it out. Seriously, it's wonderful. So happy for him. I was watching it last night and I was stoked. I was like, fucking good. And
stoked, eh? Fucking hell.
I was.
Hello, 90s. Hello, the 1990s.
I'm a surfer from the 90s. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ. You've still got sand between your toes, mate.
I said in front of someone down at the studios the other day, rad.
Oh no!
And she went to me. She was disgusted.
I still say cool. Sometimes.
Cool's
Jesus
okay.
Christ.
Cool's okay.
Cool.
Cool.
It's
yeah,
cool.
That's cool.
Oh fuck!
Say what you want, man. We're fucked at this age.
Do you say bad like Michael Jackson? That's bad.
No, but I will say sweet.
Sweet.
Sweet. Like a fucking
there's
idiot.
A northeast thing. I don't know if it's a Dundee thing. Say you had some mince and tatties,
right,
and it's delicious. You go, that was fine.
Oh, fine.
But
that's very northeast. Yeah,
you're meaning that was very good.
That was excellent.
But some people, you go, what did you think? It's fine.
No, the Dundee word for something that's brilliant is teckle.
Teckle.
Now that's broad. That's old. That is old language. But that is teckle. Teckle. Sweet man. Teckle.
Oh, fucking hell.
That's like you just had a brilliant shite and it came out in a winner without any
like an otter. That's what I call my otter shite.
Your otter shite.
And you don't even need to flush it. It goes right under the U-bend all by itself.
Teckle.
Oh, so that was a Christmas...
That was the Christmas episode,
Christmas
man.
Special.
That's the special. I thought that was pretty Christmassy.
What's the record for listeners going through the podcast in one session? Is it
9?
10?
I think it's 9. We've had
fucking
someone
9 hours
who's sat for 9 hours and listened to us for 9 hours.
He'd been bleeding out his tear ducts.
Oh my god! But you know
There'd
what?
just been blood coming out of him like a colander.
They're a hero. They're a fucking hero of the ages, man. This is what we need. They say people aren't tough anymore. 9 hours of us. Fuck me.
That's tough.
That's war.
That's like Chinese water torture.
He'd have the 1,000-yard stare coming out after that.
Oh,
Holy fuck!
Can you imagine? I bet you they had no feeling for the waist down after after
They
that.
can't. And listen, I have to point out, we can't be held responsible for any ailments that you get after 9 hours of this.
No.
This is your choice.
If somebody chokey wanks themselves listening to our voices,
Nothing to
it's
do
on
with us.
their,
It's on them.
no,
Their choice.
on their heads, be it both big head and little head.
That's it. We encourage nothing but kindness, happiness, and all
Empathy.
the positivity.
Mate, it's all, did you get my thing? Empathy, understanding, kindness. Did I not send you a text?
Did you? I probably ignored it.
And you thought, where the hell's that come from? It was on one of Adam Savage's T-shirts.
Oh, I did. Yes, right. I forgot to ask you, what the fuck are you on about? Because it wasn't your emotions.
No, it was Adam Savage.
Adam, that's what he put on.
Have you noticed I think he's got some money troubles, because I saw him the other day and his laughter was a bit hollow and fake, and he was desperately flogging those bloody aprons.
Those fucking aprons.
I think the hookers and drugs has finally caught up with him.
People, if you want aprons, I'm going to shill my other business that I have. It's 1874works.com. You will get aprons that are handmade with leather that is the most high quality leather, solid brass buckles that are known as 100-year buckles, and material that is the very material that Barber jackets are made out, but with a heavier grain. This is wonderful, wonderful stuff.
Well, I've been wearing the one you made me, and I wear it, I'm naked underneath.
Oh, Jesus.
And I've had it for a couple of years now, and the tip of my penis is just starting to rot a tiny little hole.
I will make you a leather, what will I call it? A penis gasket. I will make you a penis gasket.
Not a gasket, like a thrupney bit defender.
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
What? I'm looking out for the postie, guys. Sorry, folks. Stephen, I know we normally have a postie interlude.
He's running late.
But the post's gone to shit.
Oh God. Ladies and gentlemen.
I saw footage of posties places, and
the boxes.
Oh, stacks of them.
It's terrifying.
Fuck, those guys earn their money. Like,
dude, that's the future.
Christ.
It's just deliveries. That's everything now. The world has completely changed into just deliveries, and there's going to be new kinds of deliveries.
Yeah,
all the time.
No shops. Yeah, it's just deliveries. Yeah, I'd love a robot deliveries. No, because I'd like Stephen to be with it. I'd like Stephen to be accompanied by a helping robot.
Oh, we're in the future, man.
Well, actually, mate.
I was telling you, I've been waiting on this game. Cyberpunk 2077.
Has that not already been cancelled because it's shite?
It doesn't work. I can't even play it, right? And it looks futuristic, and it sounds incredible, and everything, the promise is there, but nothing works. It's the most accurate representation of the world we have. It's perfect.
So, did they rush that out a little bit too soon? Is that what you're suggesting?
They built it for PC and didn't tell anyone that it didn't work on the Xbox and it didn't work on the PlayStation, and I have got a game that I can't play and it keeps crashing. A £70 or whatever. My partner got it for me for my fucking birthday and it doesn't fucking work. And they said, take it back anywhere and they'll take your money back. So we talked to Argos and they says, we're not taking it back. You're done. So I've got a broken game that hopefully...
What do you mean they're not taking it back?
They don't take it back if it doesn't work. They only take back the game if the actual disc is broken. They won't take it back. So I'm now stuck.
What?
I'm now stuck with this fucking game that doesn't work.
I assume the company's going to have to give refunds to people. Are they not?
Well, I've emailed them to see what they're going to say about this, but they say there's lots of updates coming up. Stick with it. We're going to fix it. Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever that happens, whatever.
Those IT guys don't need sleep. It's not like they're having sex or anything to get in the way. They're just focused.
The company has lost $1 billion off their value.
Jesus
Christ. It's been
Christ.
a disaster for them.
Oh, that's
ho ho.
Anyway, folks, wash your festive baubles.
Oh, you thought that through. Look at you.
Your festive baubles.
You're becoming a professional.
I'm becoming like Noel Edmonds.
Oh, talk to the cosmos and make us millionaires, man. That's what
he
does.
It's called cosmic ordering, yeah. I don't think it works.
Oh,
I don't think it works.
Bugger. Everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas and New Year.
Have a wonderful festive splurge. And I want you to just smear gravy all over yourself. Just do it. Do it.
Or not. And I just hope that this coming year is better for you than what it's been this year. And you have a wonderful
2021,
time.
I've got... Unless the seagulls and other avians turn on us, I think 2021 might be okay.
What a way to end the show.
But it could be shite, but it's going to be better than this year.
No, you fucking had it. You had it. You ended it. You had it. Jesus. Oh, bye.
That's what everybody tells me. I've gone too long.
Oh, Jesus.
Goodbye, everyone.
Later.
Ta-ra. Ta-ra, ta-ra, ta-ra.